Hey artists and art lovers, welcome back to the third episode of my portrait tutorial series. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to draw realistic eyes in a portrait. I know most of the beginners struggle with eyes in a portrait drawing. So I'm going to break down the process in a few simple steps so you can understand and remember them in your future drawings. So grab your tools and let's get started. So as I said in my previous episode, I'm going to use these Derwent's graphic pencils for this portrait. You don't need this specific brand or all these different types of grids. Just grab a B, 3B, 5B and 9B and you're good to go. So first of all, I'm going to grab this B pencil and fill this forehead with a base layer. And also I'm going to clear this excess shade from hairs and add a few indentation lines for those individual hairs. It will look cool after I shade this portion. By the way, the real-time tutorial is available on my Patreon profile. You can find the link in the description. Okay, now I'm gonna grab this soft synthetic watercolor brush and blend the shade. Don't forget to clean the brush before blending the base layer, or else you will ruin the soft and light base shade. Okay, now I'm gonna grab this B pencil and add a slightly darker shade as a shadow of these hairs. Also, I'm gonna extend or correct the indentation lines in this right side before adding the darker shade. You can follow the reference image for this step if you want. Link of both the reference image and grid reference is in the description. Okay, now I'm gonna blend this second layer with a dry brush. You can also erase or lighten some of these shades with a mono zero eraser to match the reference image. Okay, moving on to this left eye. First of all, grab this B pencil and darken these rough outlines of eyebrows and eyelids. Now I'm gonna use this 5B pencil and fill the upper eyelid. Also darken the pupil and iris outline with the same 5B pencil. And make sure you leave the small white highlight in the pupil. Or you can also add this highlight later with a Gelly Roll pen, if you have one. Now grab your B pencil and fill the iris with a lighter shade. Okay, now grab this 3B pencil and add these random lines along the outline of the iris. And also repeat the same process with this pupil outline. And also add a slightly darker shade in the upper portion of the iris. Okay, now grab this 9B pencil and darken the eyelid. Now take your B pencil and fill this sclera or this white portion with a base layer. Notice that the shades are slightly darker in the corner than the middle portion. And also fill this upper eyelid with a slightly darker shade of B. You just have to increase or decrease the pressure on your pencil in order to get a lighter or darker shade. Okay, now grab your 5B pencil and add these small eyelashes along the lower eyelid. Make sure the strokes are darker in the start and faded in the end. Just like this. Okay, moving on to the eyebrow. First of all, grab your 3B pencil and darken these eyebrows by adding these darker lines. Okay, now grab your 5B pencil and darken some of these lines to make them prominent. Just like this. Now take your B pencil and fill this area around the eye with a base layer. Now blend the base layer with a dry brush. Okay, after darkening this line with a 9B, grab a 3B pencil and add a slightly darker shade in the left portion of the eye. And blend the layer with a dry brush. And also add some darker shade in this portion according to the reference image. Okay, now grab your 3B pencil and add some darker shade in this left portion. And blend the shade slowly and smoothly. Also add a little bit of shade in this right corner of the eye. Okay, now moving on to the right eye. The overall process is same as I did for the left eye. And again, the real-time tutorial is available on my Patreon profile. You can find the link in the description. So first of all, you have to darken the outlines with a B pencil. Then darken those outlines with 3B or 5B pencils. And fill the upper eyelid with darker shade, along with the pupil and iris outline. Then darken the eyebrows with 3B pencil. And also correct the shadings of these hairs as desired. Okay, the remaining process is same. Just fill this white portion of the eye with B pencil. Darken these eyelashes with 5B. And add a base layer in this left portion and you are good to go. And don't forget to blend the shades in this process. Okay, now I'm gonna grab this white gel roll pen and add these white highlights in the pupil and also in the corners. You can also use a whitener aka correction pen for this purpose. Okay, so before we end this episode, let's add some shade here in this lower side of the eye. First of all, add a base layer of B and blend the shade. Then add the second layer with 3B and blend it. And then add the third layer with 5B, but only in this corner portion as a shadow of the hairs. And here you go, we are done with the eyes. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please consider supporting me on Patreon for some exclusive Patreon-only tutorials, real-time tutorials, great references, and much more. You can follow me on Instagram for more tips, tricks, and BTS content. And don't forget to sign up using my link to get 2 months free of Skillshare Premium. So thank you so much for watching, keep learning, keep drawing, and I'll see you on Saturday with the 4th episode of this portrait tutorial series.